We welcome in head coach Josh McDaniels. And, Coach, let's go back to the Bills game. You saw the tape. You practiced this week. What have you been cleaning up? What did you see from the tape? And how hard were these practices so far?
Yeah, that's a kind of game that, we started fast, and that's the way we wanted to play on the road against a team like that. But we really we made too many mistakes and then let the game kind of, we're playing catch up from the middle of the second quarter on. And so, our discipline, our detail, just our ability to continue to execute at the highest level that we're going to need to execute again here Sunday night, it just wasn't quite clean enough, And so guys are adamant about fixing some of the things we need to fix here, taking care of the football, and doing the little things a little bit better than what we did against Buffalo.
When you get back on the field for practice, is it more about fundamentals? Is it speed? Is it just more physical play? What's that like?
Yeah, we had a padded practice yesterday. Certainly we're working hard at our running game, both sides of the ball, and we need to do that. Josh is a guy that, can be a catalyst for us offensively. Certainly was last year. And we've, as well as we've pass protected in 2 games, we got to kind of get the balance of our offense back. So that's been the focus offensively. Defensively, much the same. Controlling the line of scrimmage is going to be important Sunday.
The offensive line, there's been a lot of clean pockets this year. Is it frustrating that the holes aren't opening up? Because we know what Josh can do and how good this O-line was last year.
Yeah, I think time, you know what I mean? I think repetition, time. The running game in many ways is a unit thing. There's a lot of things that have to go well in order to provide those types of holes. And we worked hard at it last year. We didn't start perfectly last year either, but we got better and better as the season wore on. And that's what we're gonna focus on doing now.
Tell us about containing the edge on defense. That's talked a lot with coaches here with Coach Graham. If Max is coming on a big rush and he gets inside, who's stepping up on the outside? And especially Tyree's a young player, and he's just going to get better at that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give some guys like that freedom, you know. And so when Max comes inside, then there's somebody's got to cover for him around the edge. And so you don't lose contain on some of these mobile quarterbacks that we play. I mean, we've started the season now. This will be our 3rd one in a row. That he can do some things, outside the pocket with his legs. But, there's a balance there. You got to let him go, at times to try to disrupt the pocket. And when that happens, we're going to have somebody else responsible to contain him.
So the Steelers had 6 sacks, 4 takeaways, and 2 touchdowns on Monday night. So looking at the tape over and over again, clearly with Highsmith and T.J. Watt, those are the 2 names that jump out at you.
No question. They got 2 premier edge players. Yeah. We've played them, late last year, so we kind of got a feel for that. We need to do a great job of making sure that we stay inside out in protection and do a good job of getting the ball out on time to try to avoid those negative situations and negative plays that they created. I mean, both of them scored a touchdown, the other night, and that really swung the game in their favor. So this team has always lived off of pressure and creating turnovers and game-changing plays with their defense. And I think our team is aware of that, aware of the strengths of their defense. We got to do a good job of taking care of the ball and neutralizing those 2 guys the best we can on Sunday.
Yeah, and I would assume the running game neutralizes them a bit, and also chipping and blocking and Josh in pass protection. I want to mention one other thing with Josh catching the ball out of the backfield. You have him going at that so far. That's something, he was great at that at Alabama. Do you feel like he's finding a new vision, new gear at that part of his game?
Very good hands. Yeah. Excellent in terms of his overall responsibilities in blitz pickup. So trust is a huge factor in the passing game in the NFL for a halfback. And I think we got a number of guys that are able to go in there and do that. But JJ certainly made an impact in the first 2 games. It's another way to get him the ball in space and let him have an opportunity to go ahead and make big plays and break tackles.
We'll wait to see how Jakobi's coming through this week. But Devontae back on the field. You address Hunter and the touches, what he's going to get going forward, maybe Michael Mayer. All hands on deck for this one in this home opener. So I'm assuming your specialty players on the outside are ready to go.
They are, and Jakobi cleared today, so that's a good news for us. So, we should have a full allotment of skill players ready to go in this game. And look, they all can contribute, and I've said this many times, the defense gets a vote in terms of who they try to defend or take away or double team, and based on the coverages that they use, certain guys may get it a few more times than others, but I really like our group. I like the way that we can distribute the ball. Again, I don't think we're playing at peak level yet. I'm not sure anybody in the league is, but that's what we're working towards. I think that's what we're focused on, and Sunday night we're going to need a big effort from everyone.
I've been dying to ask you about Sunday night football. football compared to Monday night. We went back and looked at this. NBC took over in 2006. I can't believe how many Sunday night games you coached, and you were in. Take me back to when you were a kid, the evolution of watching Monday Night Football with your dad, and then you get thrown into Sunday night and coached in so many of those games. What's the difference between Sunday and Monday Night Football?
I mean, obviously I've been watching Monday Night Football longer, many years longer. You know, that was like one of my favorite things as a young kid growing up. To me as a coach, and I think the players probably feel much the same, you know, Mondays are great until the game ends, and then you're behind for the next week.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's great, the adrenaline, the juice, the fact that you're on a stage and nobody else is playing is a great stage. I think Sunday night is really kind of both. You know what I mean? You know you're the last game of the day, but you also don't have a short week following it up. So I think a lot of us, you know, we love them both, but if we had our druthers, we'd play Sunday night as opposed to Monday.
Yeah, and we always talk about the fans and how Mark Davis and this organization pulls everything out for these primetime games. You get a big one early in the season. We talked about this primetime schedule for you, something you embraced, to put this organization on the highest pedestal.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, the stadium itself deserves it. I think we want to be that team that can perform well in those types of spots and play against really good opponents on primetime TV. And I think our guys are super excited. We started practice with the Sunday night theme song yesterday.
Okay.
I mean, we're getting into the whole thing. Yeah, and I think it's, you know, the more you embrace this opportunity, you only get so many of these a year, and they're a little different. You know, I mean, the game is still the game. There's still 60 minutes. There's still 11 guys on both sides of the field every play, but there's just a little bit of a different atmosphere. I know our fans are going to bring it on Sunday night. I'm expecting a huge turnout there, and our team, I know, is very excited.
Last one, your history in the league and knowing the history of football. It's incredible, this rivalry, because it's not a division rivalry. And you look at the history, and you go downstairs and you see the Lombardis, and you wonder how many more Super Bowls the Raiders would have won just in the 70s if it wasn't for the Steelers. And the Steelers got the best of them in some controversial games. So this rivalry for every player who was put on this uniform means a lot, because you can tell that it means a lot to the alumni and all the fans who have been back with this team forever.
Yeah, it's an important game. You know, the Chiefs Chargers. You know, those are games that are, and Broncos are huge because they're division games. But this one's that one where it kind of stands out. You know, and we talked to our team a lot last year in December when we were getting ready to play, and they were commemorating the Immaculate Reception and all the rest of that. And there's so many memories that you can pick from and talk about. I know it's a huge rivalry game for our alumni. I think our young players are starting to learn that we don't like this team, and that, you know, historically this has been a franchise that, regardless of when we play them, it's always mattered. You know, a significant deal. And Sunday night's no different. We're both 1-1. We're both trying to, get our season started the right way here in the first month, and I think we'll both be ready to go on Sunday.
Good luck Sunday night, Coach.
Thank you very much.